You know, it's still always kind of a hard decision. You know, you got to find the right moment in the song to go ahead and start turning the volume down, and that magical moment when to go live, even when it's just one of us idiots on screen tonight. What's up, guys? CaverJay here, now solo host, at least for tonight anyway, solo host of Third Player Optional podcast. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. I know I am. A lot of good new stuff's happening with the new job, new place, and new toys, courtesy of Torn, actually. So big shout out to you, brother. We got the chroma key effect with the green screen going on, and I got a new light, and I think it looks freaking fabulous. And it's a little obnoxious tonight, but that's fine. It's kind of what I was going for anyway, guys. So before I go too far into tonight's show, first I want to apologize for the inconsistency of the really just on Tpop's part, and the whole of Har has been a little crazy, and so for you guys watching live, and for those of you guys that are watching in the VOD later, sorry. Definitely we're going to start being a lot more consistent now, especially things have calmed down a little bit. Still a little bit of shakeups here and there, but other than that, it should be mostly smooth sailing going forward. Just better safe than sorry. But it feels like a catching up to speed kind of stream, right? And so I figure what better thing to talk about first than to get back up to speed, I guess, on some of the new games that are coming out in 2019, man. And there's a lot. I mean, we talk about them a lot. We've talked about almost all of these on the list, but I just kind of want to start it, and this is in mostly chronological order, I think. This is an article list from Games Radar. It very nice. And so give us a minute, and we're going to get over to that. Whoops. Had that. There we go. All right, wow, chroma screen looks so much better with all this other stuff in the way. So now that I know that out there, let's just get right into it. So, oh my God, you know why they have you disable the ad? Anyway, starting with Control. We got Control coming out August 27, 2019. Dude, I don't know anything about it. Like, I mean, and it says it right here in the article. It's a weird one. Yeah, it is weird. If you haven't watched the trailer, you should. If for no other reason that I don't want to be the only one confused. Like, horribly. So, you go watch that. Got Astral Chain coming out August 30, 2019. Gears 5, man. I got so, caught up with stuff that I thought this game was out. This game was out. So, shows how good of video game... excuse me. Shows how much of a video game talk show host I've been here lately. But, yeah, it's... So apparently we have Kate, I think that's how you say her name, from the Gears of War 4, who is related to the Locust Queen somehow. Like, who knew, right? Anyway, coming out September 10, 2019, we got Borderlands 3, September 13, 2019, Borderlands, an institution, establishment, no need to explain itself. Lot more variety in the monsters this is going to be, so you know, I think this will just be Borderlands just going bigger and better, like they said and promised they would do. Dragon, what's up? How you doing? Next we have Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, September 20th, 2019. I actually didn't read this part of the article. It's been 25 years since it first appeared on the Game Boy. 25 years. I was 3. We're not talking about that anymore. Phoenix Point. I actually didn't know. I haven't heard anything about this one yet. I wish I had, though, because it looks like it would be my cup of tea in particular. Essentially, the article describes it as an XCOM kind of deal. Specifically, I played the modern XCOM, and so like the first one and the second one, the modern remakes of it. And so this is tactical turn-based type stuff. Essentially, the planet is in a post-apocalypse kind of stage. A virus has ravaged the planet. You're one of the human factions fighting to liberate and save the planet. And on top of everything else, there are also aliens. No clue how they come into the mix. But who knows? Apparently, they're a crab-human hybrid. Crab-human hybrid. So maybe they're not aliens, but some sick experiment gone wrong. Results of the virus, maybe. In September 2019. They didn't even have an actual date. Come on. September 2019. The whole month. Just tune in for the whole month. Find out then. Outer Worlds, man. October 25th, 2019. This is another trailer I highly recommend you watch, especially if you are in any way, shape, or form a fan of RPG style gameplay where it's a pick your own path kind of thing. Because everything that I have seen and heard and read about this game essentially is guaranteeing that it's going to be that. Like, I read somewhere, heard somewhere that the intro guy, which I think is the old man in the trailer that says the corporations are blah, 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 blah. Is that guy? I think I heard this. I know I did hear this somewhere. I just can't think of what the source is right now. But tutorial guy, like the guy you kill, you can kill him. Like the first 5 minutes of the game, right? Even in games before, that's like pick your own path, right? There's some things you couldn't do, and the constant was you don't kill the guy or gal or whatever that's introducing you through the game. And apparently Outer Worlds just lets you break that rule. Like, heck yeah, let's go for it. Let's just cause all the utter chaos possible. That's my plan for Outer Worlds. Death Stranding, a game that I thought would just never exist, finally has an announced date. We talked about it on the show before, November 8th, 2019. And I think that was the date that was mentioned. It's been a while. This is another weird one. Don't ask me to explain the plot, the theme, because I can't do it. I can't do it. Hideo Kojima, I can't do it. Like, Metal Gear Solid is easier to explain than this. And Metal Gear just... Right? So, not even going there. Pokemon Sword and Shield coming out November 15, 2019. Big shakeup in the E3 stuff when that went out. Jedi Fallen Order. November 15th, 2019. I am counting the days, the hours, the minutes, folks. This game looks fabulous. Here's hoping that it doesn't bob. Let's knock on wood again. Not so hard, I jarred my mic. Shenmue 3, you know, that one's coming out November 19, 2019. As you can tell, see, this is another reason I don't think I'm the best video game host, because I can tell I'm very biased. We just went from, hey, fabulous game, to Like, I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. Never played any of the Shenmue games. It even says it was never really a huge success. But it's, you know, from what I can tell, like, the martial arts gameplay in it is actually pretty fun. Doom Eternal, this is the one the Dragon's really excited about. November 22nd, 2019. Sequel to the 2016 Doom reboot. So, was never really played the Doom franchise. Yeah, see, I never really played the Doom franchise any myself. Seen gameplay of it, looks fun, but just never took the opportunity. It's not that I never had the opportunity; just never took the opportunity to dive into it. Though Eternal might convince me. Here was one that I think me and Soy and our friends would have a lot of fun with. Maybe. This is a lot of assumptions here. But the whole premise behind GTFO is essentially it's a callback to the Left 4 Dead days. 4-player co-op, first-person shooter co-op of trying to fight your way and escape the zombie hordes. Only rather than zombies, you're exploring a catacombs filled with these mutants. And so, you kind of got the sense of suspense. Like, the suspense is what they're going for here in this game. And so, I don't know. And it talks about exploration, so I don't know if there's, like, how vast the dungeon, the levels are or anything. Like, I don't really know. Like, with catacombs, I'm thinking a lot of twists and turns, and so it could be multiple ways to complete these levels. And of course, I could also imagine, because there are multiple ways to complete the levels, all the nooks and crannies potentially won't have the same things in them every load. Because even in back in the day, Left 4 Dead, right? Say the witch, for example. The witch was going to be on this level. The witch was going to be here, or there, right? So I'm hoping, as games like this have evolved, we're not going to see that. It's going to be, hey, this was here last time. Now nothing's here this time, or twice this is here this time. Definitely something I want to see. So maybe not. You don't really need to have, like Diablo. You don't need to have procedurally generated levels, but procedural randomization for the, if that's the term, for the enemy spawns. There we go. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus to be announced 2019. Spelunky 2. If you've never heard of Spelunky, I wouldn't blame you, because I never heard of it until several months ago. When my girlfriend's little brother, I was over at their house, and they're like, "Hey Jeremiah, do you want to play Spelunky?" Like, what the frick is that? And it's like, you're going through these underground points, underground passages, and you can jump, and there's all these traps, you get treasures and all this other stuff. My one big complaint is, like, it can't make up its mind, at least the first one anyway. I'm hoping the second one gets a little bit of a difference here, because I don't like, if in the co-op game, you can assign the co-op game, but friendly fire is still a thing, like a lot of friendly fire, as in you could royally screw people over on accident. Like, it's kind of competitive in getting all the treasure, like getting more treasure than your teammates, but at the same time, there is a cooperative element to it, and me and my girlfriend, we're all trying to play this game, and I'm like, for the first several games, I'm my own team's worst enemy, just because I'm all over the place. I might have done it on purpose a few times, okay, but like not all the time. And Indivisible, this game was originally the product of crowdfunding, and so I don't really know too much about it really beyond that. And again, it just says right here, it's got that 2D art style, which is really cool. I like it when games like this come out and they're quality, because there's nothing wrong with the 2D art style in a game. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. A lot of people, and I used to be one of these people, they focus a lot on graphics, like too much on graphics sometimes. And so to have a good story, but still, a 2D art style, so fun, see Stardew Valley. love that game. 2D art. Code Vein, I'm completely clueless about. Also a to be determined. When was it? To be determined 2019. I think the rest of these might be to be determined. But it has anime vampires, gothic horror, and grim depictions of metropolitan. There we go. Apocalypse. So, I'd be willing to check that out. Because why not? Psychonauts 2 to be determined in 2020. Oh, this one's out of order. Biomutant to be determined 2019. This is another one of these games to where I'm not going to be convinced it exists until it releases. And not only that, but it needs to have been released for 3 days at minimum. There's another game in this list that's going to need to be released for a week before I'm convinced it's like a real thing, I think. But Biomutant, 3 days on the open market. Now I'm being convinced it's a real game. You play as this little, it looks like a little two-legged cat, you know? Your cat that walks on its 2 legs. You have weapons, guns, different abilities that that I think are called mutations. And so you can tell which of these games I've done homework on and which I haven't, by the way. And so like you can have like telekinesis or like lightning. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. You can think you can summon a shield with one of them. I saw the gameplay of it, and if you can go to YouTube, you can see the same gameplay. The one thing that really bugged me about it, that I'm kind of hoping is not in the finished product, or that this guy was just in the tutorial, because that whole thing really just seemed like a tutorial level. It was way too linear for my taste, for it to not be a tutorial level. It's this narrator. It bugged me. It bugged me to death once I saw it. So either way, you got weapon craft. Okay, yeah. So you got specialized mutations here. You've got a bunch of weapons. I mean, it actually looks really cool, and it looks like you can combo a lot of stuff, and so this game is going to have, I think, a lot of replay value. Ooblets is another one of these games I really don't have a clue about. You know, it looks like a huge acid trip, I'll be real. But essentially, from what I have seen of it, it is kind of like a farming simulator. I think this one even describes it, kind of compares it to Stardew Valley a little bit. Yeah. So you get some battles in there. I have no idea how that works. I'm assuming these little guys here are your little creatures that you can battle. You know, that's my that's my assumption anyway. Also to be determined to be 2019. In the Valley of the Gods is another one, TBC 2019. This is another one that I'm just heard about, man. Heard about this game for over a year. I think the trailer has been out, I think, now for almost a year. I want to say E3 2018 may have been where I first seen the trailer for this game. Maybe. But essentially, you are... they're doing a kind of like a film documentary among ancient Egyptian ruins. And it's just first-person exploration. You're looking around. No idea what it entails as far as what kind of dangers you would face. You know, you got the typical exploring into the unknown kind of danger, so anything could happen, really. You know, and I remember talking to Torn about this game, because I think we actually did show the trailer on the show, that I was not a fan of the idea of first person going through Egyptian tombs. And one of the reasons being is that it just made me feel claustrophobic. And he looks at me and he's like, dude, you're a freaking caver. You go underground for fun. I go, I know, but I don't go into tombs for fun. You know, and I think that's the other thing. It's tombs. Like, there are dead bodies in there. Like, you know there are dead bodies in there. right? They've been there for a freaking long time. You know? It's creepy. I don't think I'm the only one that thinks this is creepy. The game itself, you know, this is the idea of that. The game itself actually really doesn't look that creepy. The lighting here, really, just this shot sets a really good tone. I think the artwork is really pretty. So, I think for the exploring and more likely puzzle solving, just throwing that out there, kind of gamers, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Hollow Knight Silk Song. Also to be determined 2019. I've never played this game. I've seen a lot of gameplay of it. It looks like a lot of fun. You know, it has this unique 2D art style going for it. They call it Metroidvania. And, you know, saying that it's one of the best ones following this model. From what I'm seeing, it's really difficult to argue with it. Ori and the Wisps, which is the sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest. And, again, honestly, like I say, the premise of the story is just really sad. Like this is a cute, sad story from what I've seen. So very, very unique. This one actually has a date, February 11th, 2020. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh boy. These were one of these announcements that like probably borderline broke the internet, right? March 30, 2020 is the release, and it's finally gonna be happening. They did say it's gonna be episodic. We did learn that. So, and again, me and Torn have shared our concerns for this, but also, you know, conditions that we'd be okay with it. And of course, one of them being is that there better be a lot to do in each episode. Okay? Like, there better be a lot to do. We're cool with paying good money for each episode, but there better be a lot to freaking do. Because in a Final Fantasy RPG, I mean, come on. All the stuff that you could do with that is insane. Right? So, come on. Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy in the episodes for the sake of money. Please don't do it. Cyberpunk 2077. I am not going to go into any detail on this because I feel everybody is just about done hearing me fangirl over this game. But April 16th, 2020 release. At this point, my only complaint is April 26th, 2020. Control was actually the first game on the list that I talked about, Dragon. And just to recap, and it says this in the... It's a weird one. Like, that's all we got. Like, you like, please go watch the trailer because I don't want to be the only one feeling this confused. Like, I guess there's a new trailer for it now. The trailer is amazing, so you've seen the trailer. Like, it looks... I don't know how to describe it, really. Like, I absolutely just do not know how to describe it. Weird as hell. Yeah, I guess that's a good way as any. Another game I'm really excited about here, though, Dying Light, spring of 2020. At this point, my only complaint about the game is that its release date is spring 2020. Really, honestly, that is 2020, period. You know? I gotta wait so long to get my hands on this game. And, of course, for Cyberpunk, too. But, like, I've been excited for this game longer than I've been excited for Cyberpunk. I loved the first Dying Light. My only complaint about the first Dying Light, end of the story was rushed. It's a game that still deserved a sequel. It left it open for a sequel. I mean, like, obnoxiously open for a sequel, you know? And so was glad that they took the advantage of it. And also the fact there's actually open branching choices in this game that, you know, again, 2019 is the year of the choices. And like 2019 going into 2020, the year of the multi-arced, multi-branched upon branched choices. And Dying Light 2 certainly following suit. Then we have Halo Infinite, which is holiday 2020. And, you know, the only thing you get on this is that it says holiday 2020, but it's like, oh, make no mistake, it's still a long way off. I'm not so much, this is not one of these games so much for me that it's like, oh, I'm not convinced until, you know, blah, blah, blah. Me being stupid. This is going to come out because it's fucking Halo. You know, let's be real. It's Halo, so it's going to happen. The only question at this point is when. Skull and Bones, on the other hand, here, though. To be determined in 2020. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone. But I'm reasonably certain that this also at one point said to be determined 2019. That at some point in later 2019. I knew it wasn't going to be the first half. Maybe somewhere in the middle, to the latter half, that it was going to come out. But I don't think... Yeah, it had... You've seen 2019? Yeah. Like, this is one of those games on the list where I talked about it earlier. I said with Biomutant, it needs to be on the open market for 3 days before I'm convinced it's real. This is one of those ones that it needs to be on the market for a week. On the market for a week before I'm convinced that the game is real. Ghost of Tsushima hasn't been talked about near enough yet about the developers. We just have it to be determined on that. Obviously, it's going to be 2020. I'm okay with waiting for that, frankly, because the benefits of not knowing that much about it, but also knowing the premise of a stealth samurai / ninja game. Yes, I'll wait. Take as long as you need. Make it the most amazing thing ever. And me and so many other people will love you forever. So take your time. Absolutely. Sucker Punch. You are amazing. You know, and seeing as how they mentioned Sly Cooper in the article, I wasn't going to bring this up. But if you want to like set aside a team and start that Sly Cooper remaster, or maybe a new Sly Cooper game, that'd be great too. Last of Us Part 2 to be determined. Whenever. Like, you'll get it when you'll get it. You know, we had a really lovely full trailer in, I think, E3 2018. Yeah, I think, because that was the for sure the one that Har we did the whole live viewing thing on it. Bayonetta 3 also to be determined. Bayonetta, hack and slash, and a kick-ass chick. You are now caught up. Beyond Good and Evil 2. I've never played the first Beyond Good and Evil, and so I honestly couldn't tell you what this game was about. And all the trailers and stuff that I've seen about it, yeah, I still couldn't tell you what this game's about. I honestly am not 100% convinced that this chick and the monkey are actual characters in it. Because I thought you would play as either one of them, but apparently it's a create your own character, and you pick between a human or a monkey. Which just sounds silly as hell, but then you see the actual scope of the game. Like, if anybody has not seen any of the footage that they've released for this game, just to get an idea of how freaking massive it is, like, you need to do it. We're taking this PSA to full cam to tell you that you need to freaking do it. Like, go check it out. Like, if you don't go check it out now, fine. The podcast will still be here more than likely when you get back. Because I think it's that important. Because it's freaking massive. Now, if they just fill that to the brim with content, this is a game that would make me a single game streamer. Because I would never play anything else if it had a lot of good content and it's that freaking huge. Like, why would you? Like, maybe not anything else. Let's not get crazy because I do have this uncanny ability. Metroid Prime 4. Another adventure with Samus. Who the freck knows? But it's been this is a game, man. Like, God, I don't even know, because I know it's been announced before 28, hasn't it? I want to say it has, because it even says in the article, you know, it has been delayed and rebooted. I don't know if it's done multiple boots or not. I don't think it has. Oh, we'll see. And then, of course, Elder Scrolls 6. You know, I was reading through this list earlier, and I was thinking to myself, boy, Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be on this list. I knew that. But the fact that there is no date here. There's not even platforms listed yet. My heart sank. You don't even know. You don't even know where it's frickin' taking place. There's tons of theories on it, but, like, you know, they're trying to ascertain, you know, because this was the scenery shown in the teaser, in the taste of a teaser. So they're trying to, a lot of the lore fanatics are trying to ascertain where this is going. And I guess they've got it narrowed down to, what is it? Yeah. I've already forgot where they potentially said it would be. Starfield, also to be determined. To the point to where, again, it says it right here in the article, not even sure if it'll be releasing on this generation of console hardware. At this point, why would you? You know, because here's the thing. This right here, for a fact, not coming out on current gen. Because one of the things that you kept hearing them talk about this is they were waiting for the technology to get up to what they wanted to do. Same thing here, I would imagine, because both games are freaking huge. Both games by Bethesda, so by default, both games are going to be freaking huge by a normal person's standards. And now you're talking huge by even Bethesda standards. Like, good Lord. Come on. Okay, but that's the whole list. So what else do we've got? We got some other stuff here. Kind of talking about. I do want to touch a little bit. I need to make sure it catches that. It chose the wrong window. Is it? Oh no, that ain't it at all. Oh, well, this is the thing. Ah, perfect. This is what I want. We're going to talk about this other thing, too, because it's actually really cool. But this right here, Cyberpunk 2077's hardcore mode will allow you to turn off the UI. This would be horrible for me. This would actually... I don't know how I'd cope. I don't know how I'd survive. But on top of all of the options that these guys are apparently giving you with this game, to the point to, but they're going so far as to say, hey, if you're a meleeer and shooters aren't your thing, don't worry, we got you, and all this other stuff. I mean, I don't. The way they're sounding, it's almost like they're like providing like handicaps and kind of stuff for that. Like I've tried to find other stuff on that. I'm sure it's out there, but I just ain't found it yet. But here we're going the dead opposite direction. And if you want 0 handicaps, we're gonna put you guys over here and essentially be like, hey, good luck to you. Like, I don't think I'd ever get used to a game that had UI options. I don't think I could ever get used to it enough to where I'd be totally cool with just removing all the UI out. Like just all of it. Like I don't think I'd ever be cool with that. And this guy's saying it'd be the most fun. The most fun difficulty setting in the hardcore where you turn off the UI. And I think for full immersion, I think this is a splendid choice. Like, stop talking about like my BS struggle busing at games for a minute, going right into what a lot of people clamor for a lot of times is just this idea of full immersion. Like, that would do it. Like 100%, that's a cool idea. And then there was this thing that I just saw, and I thought it was really interesting and kind of cool. But essentially, it's they're starting to take stats on just how much people are being harassed in games, and people are it almost like, I'm hoping anyway, because like with not knowing much about like these bunch and like the reason for their doing it, maybe that they're going to start to take steps, or they're going to raise awareness. And here's how toxic a community can be. Here's how much article says here's how much harassment's going on. Essentially just all this bullshit that everybody's sick of. Like, everybody's sick of it. And so to get like solid numbers out and surprising nobody, if anybody's ever heard of it or played it, Dota 2 was cited by 79% of the respondents as the game the most respondents mentioned harassed in. The following games all tied at 75% though: Counter-Strike Global Offensive, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Overwatch, League of Legends. Again, not a single game on that list is surprising anybody. However, in the defense of Overwatch, might be on the comeback trail, because the 2-2-2 lock, whilst someone like Haz would argue that it limits, if not completely strips the game of the creativity, I think it ensures that people are queuing for the role that they are going to play, right? So healers get healers, tanks get tanks, DPS get DPS. No more queuing into a comp game and been like, okay, cool, I'm comfortable with this role, I'm going to do this. Oh no, I'm going to do this. You do that. We already got this role. Blah 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 blah. Same old song and dance. Everybody who's ever played the game has danced that dance and has sang that tune. So. And, there's all this other stuff, race, religion, ability, gender, sexual orientation, blah, blah, blah. Not that any of this is not important, okay? I just want to, it's just breaking it down. And then this particular scary bit of news right here: an alarming 29% of online game players have been doxxed in an online game, meaning that their personal private information was publicly exposed against their wishes. Like, as a personal hope of mine, I would like to think that a reason why this survey is being, on top of bettering gaming communities, online communities, that crap like this is like the reason that they're putting up the numbers and kind of raising awareness, because that's a problem. Like, that's a huge freaking problem. 29%. You know, it doesn't, it never mentions the size of their pool, how many people that did it, but still, yeah, you know, 100 people, that's 29 people got their info leaked. And, you know, the numbers only go up from there depending on how many people I actually talk to with it. That's crazy. Like, that's also, like, ludicrous. Like, why would you do that to a person, you know? But what else do we got here? I do want to talk about some Overwatch leaks. Actually, let's go to that, because me had a running bet. And I don't know if it's playing today. It looks like we got the Gladiators and Excelsior. I don't know how far into stage 1 I've missed. Hang on, let me get us to it here. Schedule here. I really wish I remember my picks. I really wish. I'm gonna have to tell Soy to give me my picks here, because yeah, here's all. Like, week 1's done. Stage 4, week 1's done. Like, the bell needs to be tolled. The bell needs to toll for whichever one of us. Down here. So in week 1, Houston lost to Paris. Gladiators beat New York Excelsior. I want to say this is one of the ones that me and Soy may have deferred opinion on. And I'm hoping I picked Gladiators because, again, I spite Excelsior. Wanzo and Philadelphia. I don't know who picks. I think I lost this pick. Shanghai versus Vancouver, because I'm just like, screw it. Let's go. Now, Washington beating the Defiant, I think I did pick Washington here. The Dallas versus Spitfire, because I want to say I picked Dallas here. I picked Shock for Seoul. I think I picked Hunters here. I think I picked Paris here against Valiant. I don't remember any of these. I actually, I don't know. I do remember this game, though. We said that if Mayhem beat Vancouver, me and Soy both said we would do a drunk stream. And so we don't get to do that. Much to the chagrin or relief of people involved, we don't get to do. I am personally relieved, because I don't think I could survive the hangover. Obviously, we wouldn't just tiptoe around it. Also, I guess they're just watch right now the game that's currently. So let's look at the standings real quick. And we're looking at some stats that I honestly... No drunk stream, yeah. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that a drunk stream would never happen, but now it's just one of these things that I'll just set a goal for on my channel. But anyway, we've got Vancouver Titans in the first, surprising nobody. They have... overall, though, they've had a loss. Oh, but that's just the map differential, not match. So that's map differential. Never mind. So they actually haven't lost the stage yet. I didn't think they had. Bonds of Charge, Spitfire, Chengdu, Shock, Rain, Washington Justice. Again, it's the end of week 1. It's the end of week 1, but Foreign is seeing these standings right now and has to be he has to be jumping for joy a little bit here. Washington Justice in 5th place in the stage. Like, props to them. Because seriously, that's good. I like seeing our team. Dallas Fuel, 13th, staying kind of comfortably away from last, which is really all I was really concerned about for this season. They actually made it to the playoffs one stage, so I was really proud of them. I didn't notice this. Shock, Rain, and Justice all tied for 5th right now. That's interesting. Again, not so much something to stress about now because of, end of week 1. But still. Let's see. What's got going on? So, going into week 2, we got Charge against Spitfire, Mayhem against Justice, Dragons against Defiant, Valiant Dynasty, Excelsior, Infernal, Outlaws, Fusion, Hunters, Gladiators, Charge and Spark. Oh my god, excuse me. Rain and Eternal, Mayhem and Spitfire, Fuel and Valiant. Fuel better win that game, boys. Boys, girls. That's all I'm saying. Fuel better win. Gladiators and Shock. Of course, Valiant's been coming back, so might not be a it might not be as sure thing as it should be. Then we got Rain, Outlaws, Fusion, Defiant, Titans, Justice, Punches, Excelsior. I'll be interested to see what happens with this Titans Justice game. I mean, because the expectation going in is Titans would win, but dude, if I kind of want the Justice to win, just so I can see Horn's reaction to it. It's the only reason I want to see Justice. Come on, Corey, turn on the hard carry and make one of your biggest fans just have an absolute excitement-induced panic. If there even is, I think it'd be a mix of I don't know what he'd do. I don't know what he'd do, especially while watching the game. And like if they were ever ahead, like that is like gold star, premium quality. That is very much for a certainty. I would actually. And just little bits of things here and out of there. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, its final DLC came out earlier this month. It was the Fate of Atlantis. And in the interest of not spoiling anything for those who still have not beat that huge-ass game, I won't go into further that goes, because Atlantis, by the title, is directly related. And it's directly related for a reason. To that. So, as far as like the news and stuff, like that's really just about all I got to cover. And so, I guess right now I'm gonna scroll through some other stuff, but we're probably gonna go ahead and wrap this for tonight. Again, I don't like the fact that the stream was so short, but I like the fact even less of us having 2 weeks in a row again where Tpop wasn't gonna happen. And so again, just trying to make that better. We'll be changing up some a bit of stuff with it, but the day is for sure gonna stay the same. And if it don't, guys, we're gonna tweet about it. So kind of keep on the lookout there. Let me just. Yeah, so a lot of this other stuff is essentially like we're all caught up, pretty much with the big stuff now. Game's still coming out in 2019. I got stuff. But yeah, we're gonna call it from, I guess, call it from here. But thank you guys, whoever is still out there. Dragon is probably just you, but I don't care. I don't stream with the numbers on anyway. So thanks everyone for watching. Those of you guys watching the VOD, hope your day is going great. Hope it goes even better after. Am I going to talk to myself at the outro? I hadn't planned on it. I meant to just ramble on camera and then just awkwardly just end stream. That was the goal anyway. But I feel doing a plug at this point would be a little bit conceited, but hi, CaverJay, stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/CaverJay, follow on Twitter, Caver_J. Still working on getting that name secured better. Be sure to tune in on Wednesdays for the hardcore game night. And then, of course, Thursdays is the Har Community Podcast. Sure to go check that out. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for your continued support, for being patient with us with all this stuff that's like going up in the air all the time. And we look forward to doing more stuff with you guys. So we'll see you later.